on all 5 occasions, I'd say. The quality of the build-up, the quality of the finish, the quality of our football throughout, and it brought an absolutely fantastic result for us, and something that we were really desperate for, but obviously we would have liked to have done better in previous matches. But in many occasions you play against 10 men and you don't get a result, because I've done that as a manager in the past with 10 men with my teams, but we took Chelsea apart, and deservedly so.
All my Prem goals now are against Chelsea. Obviously I must enjoy playing against them, but it is what it is. I just wanted to make sure I was in the areas, and as you know, I ain't been in the team, which is disappointing, so I just wanted to prove that I should be in the team, and hopefully I've done that in my performance today.
I can just say we were absolutely not able today to adapt to the situation, to be one man down, which was a surprise, because we were leading. We are normally confident enough to defend with 9 players on the field. We had counter-attacks when we were one man down, but we were sloppy and we did not stop making big mistakes, and we were punished hard. And so it's a big loss to digest.
Extraordinary game, many ways. 12 hours without conceding, Chelsea, and then Bosch 5. Chelsea's joint worst ever Premier League home defeat. And, well, Dan, it came out of nowhere, really.
Well, I think it's fair to say none of us predicted before we started watching, and there's a few betting slips and dream teams gone out.
A brilliant performance from West Brom.
Yeah.
They were superb, and not just when they had the extra man. They started the game on the front foot. Yes, the sending off was pivotal, but even before that, they played with a freedom that we haven't seen West Brom play with in a long time. And that's credit to Sam and credit to the players. Maybe the position they're in has created that freedom, but Chelsea didn't half giving them a helping hand. Jorginho had a terrible first half, giving the ball away here. That's the first booking for Thiago Silva, which was could have been red, arguably, because he's in on goal. Good pressing from West Brom, as you can see. Look, making them make mistakes. Pereira there, he was terrific, by the way. And this lunge from Thiago Silva, I'm not sure what he's thinking. On your coast.
No complaints?
Well, he's been out for 10 games. Yeah. And sometimes you come back and you're so keen to make an impression, but that's not how you make an impression. He's experienced, he's better than that. And then when they lost the temp, they were all at sea. This is a straight ball down the middle of the pitch, beat the offside trap, tremendous finish. But they were ran ragged after that, and West Brom sensed that they could go and win the game. And looked sloppy, that from Reece James. Jorginho again giving the ball away. And again, it's Pereira in the box. And look at the men they've committed forward. And at that point, I think they really felt they could go on and win the game. And really, it's probably their best performance of the season.
Yeah. Unquestionably, really. 2-1 at half-time. I mean, what a performance from West Brom. Not just in terms of the result and stuff, but they played some beautiful football.
Yeah, and I think it's important to highlight that, actually, because I think it could have been easy for West Brom to have come out at half-time, 2-1 up, and kind of gone, let's sit on this. But they didn't. They came out on the front foot. And they played some beautiful football, and the goals that they scored were top-level goals. Great. The way they knocked it around. If you look at the amount of bodies that they've got high up the pitch, I mean, we've seen this finish from Callum Robinson, but you've got players making runs into the box there. Townsend, the left-back, finding his way into the box. I mean, you see the technique on it here. He's got his eyes right on the ball, concentrating. Top finish. But they were not a team. Even when Chelsea got their goal, the Mount goal, it was like, no, we're going to go again. They were relentless in their nature of the way they attacked, and then the quality, the 1 and 2 touch play. Lovely little ball here from Callum Robinson. And it's that composure that I liked in these moments. No one was like thrashing at things. It was picking people out at the right time and the right moment. And as performances go, Sam Allardyce,
Is it too late? Is it too late?
You know what, Gary? You can't predict anything this year with these teams. I would love to sit here now and go, they're going to go on and do something now. But we've seen so many different performances like that follow on from performances like this. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll give them loads of confidence. But there's got to be a continuation of that level for them to have any chance of surviving.
7 points off Newcastle and a couple of winnable games coming up. They'll have to believe.
OK. Well, one sad postscript to the game. West Brom have contacted West Midlands Police to report racist social media posts directed at Callum Robinson. A club spokesman said, "We are appalled by the despicable messages and will offer Callum the help and support he may require in response to the incident."
Well, it's his wake-up call. I mean, 14 unbeaten and then you lose your unbeaten record by losing 5 to the team second from bottom. How on earth do you explain that?
I mean, and it's not just them being unbeaten. They've looked so easy, haven't they? They've hardly
clean sheets in
they've
those
hardly looked
14
like conceding any goals. The last thing you'd think is, OK, listen, if they got beat 1-0, you'd think surprise. But it's, as you say, only conceding 2 goals in all that time and then conceding 5 to a team that have been bottom of the league or in the bottom 3, I should say, for most of the season. It's bizarre. Yep. And they have to shake themselves and get themselves up for it soon because they've obviously got some big games coming up.
You know what, mate? I thought that once they went down to the 10 men, because they've got a lot of quality, especially in their midfield, I thought he would have made it a bit more condensed, bring the fullbacks in, make it tight for them, make it so easy, because you saw how easy they were getting through, and then let your forwards get on with it, because they've still got quality players like you heard Callum say there, and I just couldn't believe that he didn't change it. Couldn't believe it.
What will he have learned today then? I mean, 14 unbeaten is fantastic, but you often learn a little bit more in defeat. He didn't have certain individuals on from the start because of the internationals, Mason Mount included, who he brought on at half-time. What does he learn about that Chelsea group today? Well,
he'll be learning a lot as he goes. Obviously, he's got a big squad there, so you're not going to learn about every single player within a few weeks of being there. He's going to have to see them a lot more. The one disappointing thing is, I mean, red cards are a regular occurrence in football, especially nowadays, more and more so. You've got to, as Wrighty says, you've got to have a bit of a plan when you go down to 10 men, because it's going to happen a few times a season. And I was surprised that he said, I don't know what happened after that, because it's his job to make sure everybody knows. And some teams actually practice playing with 10 men. So, yeah, I mean, the first thing you do is make sure your fullbacks sort of sit and then at least get to half-time. Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, Pereira scored 2 in half-time, in injury time of the first half. So the first thing you do is, right, at least get in half-time 1-0, and then we can regroup and formulate a plan from there.
OK, West Brom, 4th win all season. 7 points from safe. They couldn't, could they?
You don't
couldn't
know,
be the greatest of great escapes, right?
It would be the greatest of greats. They've done it before, but... You know, you wouldn't put it past Big Sam, because you look at teams above them now, the Fulham, Newcastle's, even Brighton, you know, you start to worry now. Are they going to put something together, West Brom? Can they? And if they do, then the pressure starts to go upwards, doesn't it? Then they start feeling it, and you have to see if teams start dropping points. But, you know, just to answer a question about Tuchel, what he'll learn about the players is that if you put them under pressure, they look like they can crack. That's what I would have learnt from them today.
West Brom. Got Southampton next in 9 days. If they win that, could be 4 points.
Surely not. We've written them off already, so I'm stubbornly going to say, no, they can't survive. Of course they can, I suppose. I mean, you know, of course, mathematically they can, but realistically they possibly can. I'm still going to say they won't. I think there's a few good teams above them. I think Brighton are going to be OK as well. Not that they've got enough points yet, but they've got a nice little cushion. I still think it's going to be 2 of West Brom, Fulham and...
Half-time at Stamford Bridge, only the 3 goals and the red card. I mean, there's been quite a 45 minutes.
Incredible. What an incredible finish to a half. Isn't that amazing? And I think it typifies Premier League football, where you get a big red card decision, all of a sudden a bit of life, a bit of belief in a West Bromwich Albion team, 2 goals, and now Thomas Tuchel really is in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget. Chelsea took the lead initially. Christian Pulisic with the goal, his first under Thomas Tuchel. Much of it down from this free kick, though, from Marcos Alonso.
Yeah, I mean, the high scores on set pieces didn't create much from open play, but great free kick from Alonso. Johnson gets a touch, but Pulisic reacts just a bit quicker than Furlong there. Little tap in, not cleanest finish, but at that point, you thought Chelsea complete control, you know, in terms of get a goal ahead, and they dominate possession as they do. Since he's taken over Tuchel, they've had the most possession, but they don't really create clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities, and we saw that again in the first half.
Yeah. Thiago Silva back in his first Chelsea appearance for 2 months, then very much part of a key part of the contest, which turned it on its head, receiving 2 yellows for a red. But you think the first yellow could have been a red in itself,
I think this
Andy?
could have been a red in isolation, just about to shoot there, Pereira. If the referee sees fit to give the free kick there, well, you've got a player just about to hit it. It gets a little ricochet, so if that's the foul there, you are denying a goal-scoring opportunity. There is no question he would have got a shot away there. So I'm not sure why the referee gave the yellow. However, he did. VAR didn't feel it was strong enough to intervene. Then this happened, Owen.
Dreadful ball from Zuma. I mean, Jorginho played a terrible one just before that, then Zuma, and then Jorginho, and then obviously on the follow-through from Thiago Silva, we'll see it on this angle here on Nkuslu. Makes it easy for the referee. Once you got one, you're going to get sent off. And that just shows you that he's been out for a long time, lacking a bit of sharpness. And for older players, it takes a bit of time to get that rhythm, and he's going to need that. But they've been really poor in this first half, Chelsea.
He went off, and of course, Tuchel then brought on Andreas Christensen.
He did, yeah.
For Hakim Ziyech. What do you think of that decision?
Well, we couldn't quite understand. We were trying to work out why he wouldn't have perhaps just kept it with Azpilicueta and Zuma as centre-halves, Reece James right back, Alonso left back, go to a 4, obviously, he's got to do that. But then keep those influential forward players on. He made that one change straight away. Ziyech was disappointed, but couldn't do nothing about it. And since then, you know, and the one thing that just said to Owen, that it's almost like they've lost the ability to sort things out for themselves.
And then this drama then obviously just took off in first half injury time.
And that's a brilliant finish. But why Zuma doesn't head this, I don't know, Owen.
Look, he hasn't played a ton under Tuchel there, and Zuma is just late. Pereira, fabulous, waits, lets it bounce. Mendy's probably a bit too far off his line, so it makes the decision easy for Pereira, and he's technically a beautiful player. And Zuma's had a difficult first half. Jorginho's had a difficult first half. Thiago Silva had a difficult first half, but great quality from Pereira, who's their top scorer.
Within 2 minutes and 46 seconds, 1-1 became 2-1 in the visitors' favour.
Laughable again, really, the way that Chelsea handled the ball. Jorginho, it's a pathetic header, puts his teammate in trouble.
It's a
brilliant finish, Owen, again.
It's an unbelievable header. Watch this header from Jorginho. They're trying to head a reverse-headed ball back to the centre. I've rarely ever seen that. Great patience and composure there from Pereira. And to be fair to them, Andy, they deserve it, West Brom, don't they? They've really tried.
They did. I mean, Sam had to bring Ivanovic on, then he went off with a hamstring injury. They brought Callum Robinson on, which was the correct call once Chelsea were down to 10. Lovely finish. But Chelsea have got to... When you go down to 10, there's got to be an understanding, and they've got a lot of experienced players there. You narrow down, you make life difficult. You still have the lead. But since they've gone down to 10... They've literally been all over the place. So now they're in a mess, as I said, and Tuchel's got to get that sorted pretty quickly.
We should add as well, in between those Pereira goals, West Brom did hit the crossbar through Matthew Phillips. They could have got a third goal.